Hey, so for those of you who don't know me, my name is Bobby. I'm 37 years old and a mom to 3. I'm going to show you what my process is for getting ready on pretty much on a daily basis, unless I'm not really feeling up for it. As you can see, I don't really have eyebrows, and my hair has thinned to a point where I look like I'm going bald. So I do have processes for making that hair look fuller. I use a nice round bristle brush and an angled hair dryer extension so that I can add volume. After that's done, I do still have obviously the spot at the front that looks still really thin, so I use some dry shampoo to volumize it. As you're going to see, it leaves a white residue. Usually I use one that has a brown tint to it. In this case, I couldn't get a hold of it, so I just use a regular one that volumizes. I'm going to go ahead and mix that in. Afterward, I like to get myself, I like to use a root touch-up for my scalp, which adds that color in, that rich color that I need to make my hair look thicker. So yeah, a few sprays, just tapping it back and forth. And you can see it makes my scalp look pretty shiny. So naturally, I don't do any styles for my hair that are high and far away. I keep my hair pretty low and close to my scalp. The hairspray is to set the coloring spray that I put on my scalp. Next, I use a pomade to make my hair just a little bit more manipulable, so I can move it around and put it where I want it. And you'll see the style that I'm going for in the end is right there. Now is makeup time. First, I start with a nice mattifying primer on my face to make sure that I can hide some of those fine lines and wrinkles, brighten my eyes a little bit, make sure the makeup that I'm putting on sticks. I have pretty clear skin, so I use my hands when I'm putting on certain things because I really don't have to deal with blemishes. If you don't have clear skin, I recommend probably using a sponge or something like that. Next is going to be a Tinted Foundation, which mine has sunscreen in it as well, because naturally, you know, when you're getting a little bit older, you don't want that sunscreen or that sun to hit your face, so that sunscreen's good at protecting your skin. Again, using my hands to evenly pat everything around, make sure I've got full coverage. And what I'm using is kind of like a BB cream. It's by Bare Minerals. I really love it because I just don't feel like I've got heavy makeup on my face. Now this right here is actually a stick that I've been using. It's a concealer stick that I've been using for years because it really doesn't take a lot, and I only use it to highlight darkened areas of my face and build contour. So lightly dabbing it under the eyes, on the bridge of the nose, the tip of the nose, at the lip, and on the chin, and just making sure I've got good coverage, light coverage but good coverage. Too much of it and it'll get into those fine lines and wrinkles and just make them look more apparent. So for this, I do use a blending sponge because it's better at putting the makeup over top of the lines and not mashing it kind of into the lines. And there, my blending is done. So next I'm going to use lipstick. That's right, I'm saying lipstick. It's just a really cheap drugstore brand lipstick. It's a nice brown color that's not too far off from my skin tone, and I use that for contouring. I definitely contour my forehead, especially with my high hairline, and then a little on the cheeks, the temples, and my chin line to make my jawline look a little bit sharper. So you'll see I'm blending again with a sponge because I like to make sure that none of that contour is getting into fine lines and deepening those wrinkles. Also along the sides of the nose where the eye sockets are, to deepen the eye sockets, which makes the eyes look a little bit younger. Okay, so it's the moment you've all been waiting for. Time for those eyebrows. I've got a damp rag, which is there for dampening the angled brush. That is high pigmented mineral eyeshadow, again by Bare Minerals. It's highly pigmented and it's not pressed, so it's very easy to use. What I'm doing there with my mouth is just pressing the brush down to make sure that the bristles are all together, because I need one good straight line. And as you use these brushes, they do fray. Again, nothing that I'm using is super expensive. All of my makeup is relatively inexpensive. I mean, I'm a mom with 3 kids, so I definitely don't have the money to spend on very expensive makeup. So I like to start with just laying down kind of the foundation for my eyebrows, mapping them out, if you will. Then I go ahead and start filling them in. using that same color. Now I've been doing this for years, so it looks like a very quick process because it is for me now. But when I first started, it definitely took me a while. So don't get discouraged if you're doing something like this and things just don't look quite right. After I'm finished mapping out and kind of filling in a little bit, I go back with a cotton bud and smooth those lines out. And go ahead and fill those lines in a little bit sharper so that I have good edges. The tips of the eyebrow are darker to give it a more natural look. From far away, they look perfectly natural. Now close up, yeah, you're able to tell I definitely don't have any hair there, but far away or at a decent distance, it looks good. So we're just touching up, making sure those eyebrows are nice and sharp. Again, I do spend a pretty decent amount of time on my eyebrows, but if you'll notice, all finished. So next we're gonna do a smoky eye with some natural colors. And I know you can see as I turn my face, my contour lines are still there. Don't worry, those will go away when I'm finished doing all of my makeup. So I like to start with, I definitely have a makeup towel. And that's something that I suggest for anybody who uses makeup brushes is have a nice towel that you can use and have at least a few. So what I did was I just took an old towel, cut it up into 4 or 5 pieces. And I use them, and as they get full, just move on to the next one and wash them, and they're reusable, and it's really great. Terry cloth is really great for cleaning those brushes for me. So darkest color in the crease, and then medium color on the lid. Gonna come back with that medium color down around the bottom of the eye, all the way up to the corner. Don't worry, we're gonna blend it so I don't look like I have raccoon eyes. So yeah, blending that in. Nice little blending brush, and I do use my fingertips from time to time just to make sure I've got a good blend. And cleaning up those lines a little bit, blending a bit more because you want it to look nice and blended with not your lines you don't want to look too firm because it's a smoky eye. Coming into the corners with that lightest color just to brighten up the eye a little bit. And you'll see that when I do my highlighter, I'll add a little bit more brightener around my face. But yeah, just tapping that into the corner brightens up the eye, makes the eye look a little bit bigger and younger. So yay for that. I'm gonna deepen those creases a little bit more. Again, makes the eye look a little bit younger and kind of hides that sagging eyelid. So what I'm showing you right now is my eyeliner, and again, I use the same exact loose, highly pigmented eyeshadow. It's not pressed, the same thing that I used for my eyebrows, and I'm just using that to fill in my eyeline. Nice, you need to just press it in nice and thick around your lashes to get a good line right there. And then I just come back in along the bottom and then create a nice little angle up top just to make that eye look a little angled and a little bit younger again. And I'm gonna come back and do the other eye as well, the exact same way. So we have kind of a more natural looking eyeliner with more neutral colors on the eye. So it's a smoky eye, but it's not too over the top. And this is kind of a daily makeup for me. I don't like to do super bold colors on a daily basis, but I definitely do love to wear bold colors from time to time. After my eyeliner is definitely mascara, and it's very helpful to have this type of mascara. The one that I'm using is by Unique. It has a small brush and a large brush. One's for volume and one is for length. Yep, just like that. That one the bigger brush tends to help with length, and the smaller brush tends to help me pull out all of those little lashes to add some volume. So first I go in and just tap around that line where the lash meets the eyelid so I can define my eyebrows. Looks like I got woogly eyes. I didn't realize I rolled my eyes so much. Okay, then coming back with the lengthener. You can see as I'm doing my mascara, I'm twisting that brush. That helps put length on and also keeps those lashes defined. Be very gentle with your eyes. I get very close to my eye itself, and sometimes I definitely do poke myself in the eye. Just, slow and careful. Okay, next is my finishing powder, which is a Bare Minerals brightening powder that I like to use. And again, it's loose powder. I am partial to Bare Minerals because it just never feels like I have a ton of makeup on my face. So just tapping that in my primary areas, kind of blending that in really well where I've got my, my contour. Oh, I did forget to put my highlighter on that jawline. So that's another reason why the jawline contour still looks really bold. So I go back in and put that highlighter on the contour line, and I'm going to blend that in. This is normally not a step that I would take after putting powder on my face, which you can go back and see. I didn't put the powder on my jawline yet. And see, there you go. You have a much nicer blend on the jawline. So now I'm going to go back and put that powder on my jawline, finish blending in. And once I'm done with that, which is, this takes a minute because it's kind of one of the last steps to getting my makeup done. So I like to pay close attention to what I'm doing. Now this is my highlighter. Again, it's a loose mineral eyeshadow, highly pigmented. And I will use my eyeshadow brush or sometimes my finger if I'm in a hurry, just to tap it along the top of that cheekbone, the bridge of the nose, the tip of the nose, the lip and the chin, as I did earlier with the highlighting contour stick that I used. Next is lip liner. I'm not sure really if that's still a thing with younger people, but me being 37, lip liner is definitely a thing growing up. So what I'm using is an eyebrow pencil, actually, not a lip liner pencil, and I find that just it stays better than a lip liner pencil. I tend to lose my lip line a lot quicker with lip liner pencils. So I use eyebrow pencils for my lips, not my eyebrows, because the powder on my eyebrows gives a more natural look. And the brow liner on my lips tends to last longer. And my daily lipstick for just plumping and making my lips feel healthy and look shiny is Carmex. Not super expensive. Again, it's an over-the-counter product at a drugstore. Now, I'm going to show you guys my secret to hiding those lines on my forehead. Pay close attention because I know you can see them right now. Just a pea-sized drop, maybe even a little bit smaller, dabbed between two fingers of that mattifying primer. And that's after I've done my setting powder and everything. And I will just very lightly put it over top of those wrinkles, and you can see they've disappeared greatly. And now I'm all done, so I'm going to go ahead and set it and forget it with my setting spray. I love to use this NYC setting spray, and I have to use a little bit extra because my eyebrows are artificial. So if I sweat or anything, I don't want them to come off. So I definitely use a little bit extra. While the spray is setting, I like to put my fingers under my eyelashes and give them a little bit of a lift. I find that it works better than an eyelash curler, and it's actually, there's less pinch and less pulling out from the eyelashes. And there you go. Start to finish. That's my makeup routine.